Hi, I'm Marcus Egger. I'm one of the founders of Tower 48 Software Escrow, and in this video today I would like to show you a little bit about our software escrow services, how to create an account, how to add things into escrow, how to add beneficiaries, and then towards the end of the video also some of the more unique features that our service offers, especially the integration into development processes and also the integration into a sales process. So let's get started with a very simple example. I'm on the live Tower 48 website, tower48.com. You can go to that same site. And the first step we'll have to take in here is we have to create a new user. So I've already gone ahead and started to fill in some of the information here so you don't have to watch me type. The only thing missing is a password at this point. So let's go ahead and do this and create a brand new account for John Doe of this hypothetical Contoso insurance company. So now that we've done that, we're going into the client center. This is the command center of Tower 48 where you will maintain all your escrow assets as well as the things that you might receive from other people. So the first thing we would like to do in here is we'd like to take a look at the assets we have, which we haven't created any since we just established the account. So let's go ahead and let's put a product into escrow. The general idea here is that when you put a product into escrow, you have a software product or some other digital asset, could be any type of file really, and you want to put that into escrow for a potential beneficiary later. So a typical scenario would be that a customer is willing to do business with you and they say, this is all great, but what happens if a bus runs you over? And then the answer to that is, well, if that happens, all the assets are in escrow, the source code is in escrow, so if something was to happen, the customer would then receive those assets. That's one scenario. There's also other scenarios, like sometimes it's just a payment processing issue. It could be contract negotiation issues. It could be simply a fact that you don't want to support a product anymore or anything like that. So let's go ahead and let's put a fictitious product into escrow. Let's call it Contoso insurance application. Could add a little bit of description, but I'm not going to do that now. So now I created this particular product in escrow. Now when we put a product in escrow, a product can have multiple files, right? So as time goes on, there may be multiple versions of this software. So one of the first steps we want to take here is start uploading some files into the system. So we go into the file upload interface and we pick one of the files that we would like to upload. And in this case I'm going to upload a zip file. Now you could upload any type of file you want, but it is beneficial to upload zip files. One of the things about escrow is that with most escrow companies, when you put something into escrow, you put a DVD or a CD and nobody really knows what's on it, or maybe if people do know what's on it, one may know that, hey, there's a zip file on it, and that's about it. So people don't really know what's in that zip file, how up to date it is, how large it is, what files are in there, and so on and so on and so on. But in our system, if you upload a zip file, we can show you a lot of information about that without actually giving beneficiaries access to it until they should really get it. So now we've uploaded this file. We see that this is the first version of this product that we put into escrow, and there could be multiple such files. And then we can click on one of these and we can see exactly what is in the file. So not only can we see date and time of the upload as well as the size, but we also see the exact contents of the zip files, all the different files, sizes, dates, and so forth. Okay, so now we've uploaded our zip file, and the next step that remains is adding a beneficiary. So this is somebody who could potentially get this source code or this file and its contents if certain conditions are fulfilled. So there's a number of different ways to add beneficiaries. We could of course go ahead and start adding one from scratch if they're not in the system yet, or if I already know that somebody is a Tower 48 customer, I have various ways of looking for them. So one of the ways I can go is put in the Tower 48 ID, which in my case I'm just adding myself. So it says here's the customers, is the right person. Yes, it is. Then I go ahead and I pick the release conditions, and this is where escrow normally gets very expensive, because now you have to get lawyers involved that figure out big escrow contracts with lots of release conditions. And we can actually create most of these contracts based on templates and questions we're going to ask you. Now, if these are not good enough for what you need. If you have special needs, we have attorneys on staff that can help you and create custom contracts for you. But ideally, the standard wizard will be able to create a contract for you. So in our case, we're just going to go with 2 release conditions, being this software is going to get released to the beneficiary if Contoso goes out of business or if Contoso decides not to support this product anymore. So here's the contract that got created. This is a lengthy affair. And the important thing here is that this is a custom contract based on the things that we picked. So let's go ahead and let's save that. So now the beneficiary is saved in the system. So now we see that there's 1 beneficiary for this product. And of course this list could grow very lengthy. Now let's actually go ahead and let's take a look at this from the other side. So let's minimize Contoso's view of the world. Let's bring up a new web browser. So now here I'm logged in as myself. And I can take a look at my receivables, and now I see that this Contoso insurance application just got added to the receivables I have. And that means that somebody else has put that into escrow for me to receive if those preconditions are met. So now I could go ahead and say, show me the files associated with this. So here's the file that got uploaded by the other person, and I can see exactly what's in here. Now the important thing is, I can see what's in there, but I can't actually get the file. So if I click the download file link, I'm informed that, okay, this file is there, but the release conditions aren't met, so you cannot actually go ahead and download it. But I can see what's in there, so I know that what's in escrow is what I want. So now how would I actually go and get that file? Well, that file I could only get if Contoso decides that they want to release this product, or maybe it's some external decision such as Contoso goes bankrupt. Now a simple way to do this is to say we're not going to support that product anymore. That's just one of the things. In more complex cases, our attorneys have to get involved and determine whether something needs to be released. So now going back to the other person's view of the world, going back into this file view here, now I can go ahead and click the download file button here, and now since the release condition is met, I can actually get those files and open them and download them and do whatever I'd like to do with them. And at this point we're going to switch over to a development tool. In this case it's Visual Studio. Could be any other development tool thanks to our service-oriented architecture that we have at Tower 48. In this case, however, we have an example Visual Studio solution that in this case is our hypothetical Contoso insurance application. And we have customized this solution by including a special build step that will automatically interact with the escrow service. So I'm going to kick off a build here. Now this could be a special build. In this case I'm building a release build. Maybe there could be a special deployment build configuration or something along those lines. But in any event, this build now ran, and as part of this build process we uploaded all the resulting files from this build automatically into the software escrow. So switching back to John Doe's view of Tower 48, we can now click refresh file, and automatically here we see that the solution was uploaded into escrow, and we can see all the different things that got included in this solution automatically for us. So it's just a simple build process, build step that we added to the Visual Studio deployment. In this example, we have a hypothetical shopping cart. A little Italy vineyard sells, for some reason, our hypothetical Contoso insurance application. We can take a look at that, add it to the cart. Now when we're done shopping, we can proceed to checkout, log in with our account, and fill in our and confirm our payment. And as payment is confirmed, automatically this application communicates with the Tower 48 service. And now looking at it once again from John Doe's point of view, we see the list of beneficiaries we previously had, and if we now go ahead and refresh that, we see that now Simon Ferguson, who purchased the Contoso application, has been automatically added to the escrow simply by means of going through the shopping cart. And the shopping cart itself simply had a few lines of code, about 10 lines of code added, that called the Tower 48 service to automatically add him as a new beneficiary.